Game 6 continued tonight with another big one, this time in the Eastern Conference. Knicks, Pacers, 8:30 Eastern, ESPN. I'm going to break down the side, the total, player props, let you know how to play this game and make some money tonight on Friday. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, breaking down Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. We had Game 6 last night, Minnesota-Denver. We've got another one in the West tomorrow on Saturday night, Dallas, Oklahoma City. I'm doing deep dives into every playoff game every day right here on Wager Talk TV. If you're finding it useful, thumbs up, like, and comment below. Let me know if you're finding it useful, and I will keep doing it for this entire playoffs all the way through the NBA Finals next month. Well, last night we saw Minnesota do or die at home, down 3-2, come out fast, just blew Denver out in the first half, first quarter, and the first half overall. It'll be interesting to see if Indiana comes out with that same energy tonight, and I think they likely do. Pacers are definitely worth a look in this game, especially early on. Currently minus 5.5 to 6. We did see this line go from 5.5 up to 6 last night on Thursday, and wouldn't be surprised to see it climb higher, as I think with the early quick start for Minnesota, it got some people excited about Indiana as well. First half is obviously worth a look also. Currently about a 3 to 3.5 point favorite in the first half, Indiana, so they are pricing the premium in a bit more in the first half than the full game line, and I think that makes sense. As we saw with Minnesota last night, they came out of the gates fast at home using the energy of the crowd. And keep in mind, the Pacers are a high-octane, fast-paced team. They don't play a lot of D at times, but they can be very good offensively. And I do think back at home, they'll be able to dictate their tempo better after 3 straight unders. What's surprising, though, is the first 2 games went over with New York winning. The next 2 games in Indiana stayed under with the Pacers winning. Kind of counterintuitive. The Knicks, one of the slowest teams in the NBA. Pacers, one of the fastest teams. We finally got a Knicks win and an under in Game 5 the other night, but that was also a 30-point blowout. In fact, the last 2 games have been blowouts. Indiana had a 43-point lead in their eventual 32-point win in Game 4, and then, of course, the Knicks led by 31, ended up winning by 30 in Game 5. So back-to-back blowouts. We had a strong best bet on the Knicks on Tuesday night for my clients at WagerTalk.com. I thought it was a nice bounce-back spot, but now I think the tables have turned. The bounce-back angle now favors the Pacers. Knicks also extremely banged up. Brunson is getting healthy. He had a monster game. In fact, a career-high 28 in the first half for him against the Pacers in Game 5. But Indiana did somewhat take him out in the second half. They held him to just 16 points. They made some adjustments defensively, and I think that's critical coming into Game 6 here. Now, I'm never looking to play Brunson under. You know, I've said all season long he's the most overrated superstar in the NBA. The most underrated. I said overrated. I meant underrated. I was laughing because I know some of you in the comments say you love it when I poke at Julius Randle, even though he's been out for the entire season. Julius Randle, as we all know, the most overrated superstar in the NBA. Brunson, the most underrated. And I'm not looking to fade him for that reason, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back down to earth a bit after the 44. And that might open the door up for some other guys. He took 35 shot attempts. They've now got him priced at 34.5 points. And he's actually stayed under this in 3 of the last 4 games. So, yes, he had 43 and 44 in games 1 and 5, but he had 29 or less in the other 3 games. Of course, he only played 3 quarters in that one game when he got in the high 20s still. Not looking to fade Brunson, but what I do think we should do is maybe look for some other guys that might step up if they take him out a little bit. DiVincenzo, I love watching him play. He was only 4 for 14 shooting and got 8 points. Wouldn't be surprised to see him have a bigger game after just 7 and 8 the last 2 games. They have taken him out of the rotation. He had 25, 28, and 35 in the first 3 games. DiVincenzo, once again, just 8 and 7. I think he is due to bounce back. I like his point prop over 16.5. Other guys for the Knicks that also could step up. Josh Hart had 16 shot attempts, 18 points. He got a lot of shots, and I think he will continue to do so. Hartenstein, only 3 shot attempts, but he was a monster on the boards, and that was one thing that really jumped out to me watching Game 5. Was the offensive rebound edge. The Knicks had a 53-29 edge in rebounds, 20-5 edge offensive rebounds. I'm sure Indiana's going to work on it, but I'm not sure they can fix it because they're going to play fast, and that leaves some rebounds to be got. And Hartenstein had 17 rebounds in Game 5. And Hart, by the way, had 11 rebounds as he had a double-double. Hartenstein's rebound prop is set around 10.5. He had 17 in Game 5. Had only 5 and 8 in the other games. He did have 12 in Game 2, but I think he's going to continue to get extended minutes since Mitchell Robinson is obviously out for this series. Speaking of injuries, OG Anunoby is out still for the Knicks, He's going to miss what is his fourth straight game, I believe. He's already been listed as out as of Thursday night, so he's not playing, and that is a blow to the defense. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. In fact, going back to when they picked him up January 1st, the Knicks are 28-8 straight up this year when he's in the lineup, and they're about 14.5 points better defensively per 48 minutes, a full game basically. So they're a much weaker defensive team without him. That's why I do like the over in this game as well. We're also getting some good line value with the over. It's down to 215.5. And this is a series that saw much higher totals in the regular season. In fact, the 3 regular season meetings, 248, 235, and 237. And this one is now just 215. That's over 20 to 30 points lower than the regular season. And I get it. I know the playoffs are a different animal, but keep in mind, over 217 cash for us easily in Game 1. That was a strong best bet last week for my clients. 238 points in that one. Then we got to 251 in Game 2 over the 218. They bumped it to 220. It stayed under 218, 217. Now the lowest total we've had in this series. Now I pointed this out of the Minnesota game last night. I said that unders normally cash in Game 6 and 7, and that is true. But these aren't really Class A teams. I like it more with Class A teams above 667 win percentages. And also, my rescoring pace model really favors the over now, which shows we're getting some line value. In fact, the last 3 games have stayed under on the scoreboard, but my rescore has been 229, 233, and 220 in those 3 games. So I do think we get some value with the over 215, 215.5 here in game number 6. And I look for the Pacers to come out strong as well. 5.5 might look a little pricey, and I do think they're going to win. And by the way, Ralph Michaels had a great chart going into the playoffs. Going back over the last several years, home favorites in round 2 were 66-29, 70% straight up. Average line 5.5, which is right around this point spread. 52-43, 55% against the spread. So Pacers will win this game in my opinion. They likely cover. You could always hedge it a little bit with the first half -3, 3.5, or even the first quarter to divvy it up a little bit, or put some of it on the money line, some of it on the point spread. But I like Indiana to force a Game 7 on Sunday afternoon. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Comment below. I read all the comments. I reply back. Who do you like? Side, total, player props. We talked about some of the New York player props. Let's look now at some of the Pacer player props. And obviously, if I'm leaning Indiana in the over, if Anunoby, their best defensive player, is out, we're going to probably want to look for some Indiana player props over. And there's a few candidates. Halliburton not taking a lot of shot attempts. He only had 9 shot attempts in Game 5 and only 13 points, only 5 assists. I do expect him to play better. He had a terrible negative 22 plus-minus rating. So if the Pacers bounce back, their best player, Halliburton's going to have to get it done. And before that 13-point outing, that 6-point outing in Game 1, he had 34, 35, and 20 the last 3 games. He's priced at 20.5. I do like Tyrese Halliburton to take more shots and to be more of a factor in game number 6. Obi Toppin, I know many of you like asking about him in the chat. He's a very popular reserve. He got 21 minutes, only 7 points, but he was just 2 for 5 shooting. His point total is 8.5. He had 14 and 20 and 12 in 3 of the other 4 games in this series. So Obi Toppin, yes, I will bless an Obi Toppin over 8.5 point prop. I know many of you love playing Toppin up and over. And after a subpar game in Game 5, I think he bounces back too here in Game 6 for the Pacers. Let's take a final look here at the Indiana card, see if anybody else jumps out to us. Miles Turner was 6 for 12 shooting, 16 points. I think he's pretty much priced where he should be. He's around 16.5 to 17 for his over-under. And Andrew Nembhard actually had a bigger game than expected. He finished with 11 points. He's priced at 9.5. He had 9 and 11 in the last 2 games, and he had 11 and 15 in the first 2 games. And what's interesting about Nembhard, he actually had more shot attempts than Halliburton. He was just 4 for 10 and still got to 11, got over his point total. So I think he's also worth a look over the 9.5. He got some extended minutes because it was a blowout, but he played well, and he's once again gotten over 9 or more in 4 of the 5 games. He's priced at 9.5. So I think Andrew Nembhard over 9.5 points could be worth a look for you on the Pacers as well. Thumbs up, like. I keep mentioning it. It takes half a second. If you haven't done it, please click the thumbs up, like. It keeps these videos free and plentiful here on WagerTalk TV. And if you have an extra minute, comment below. Let me know your thoughts here on Game 6 Friday night, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN between the Pacers and Knicks. Side, total, player props. How are you attacking this game on Friday night? I read all the comments and I reply back. I honestly believe we have the sharpest viewers right here on WagerTalk TV. If you're not part of the 153,000 subscribers to the channel, click subscribe and click the bell as well so you get an instant alert when this video goes up each and every day. I also do baseball free play videos throughout the week. Click that bell for instant alerts so you never miss this video each and every day of the NBA playoffs. And if you'd like to get my official best bets for Friday night, my strongest NBA and baseball playoffs, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball best bets, playoffs, not for the baseball yet, but we are in the heart of the NBA season playoffs. Daily best bets are available to my clients. They're emailed to you the minute they're released, also sent by text message with full analysis. And this week, I'm offering a 30% discount on any All Sports All Access purchase with promo code ALL30, ALL30, ALL30. Any All Sports package gets you an instant 30% discount this week only through this weekend. It's a great time to get on board and get all my MLB and NBA best bets every day. And shoot, if you get a big enough package, we're just a few months away from college and pro football as well. That All Sports special works on any All Access package. They're on the right-hand side of my homepage. You'll see a 1-day, a 3-day, a 7-day, or a 1 month, 3 months, 1 year. You choose the one that works best for you. Every client gets the same plays. I have one set of selections, the games I am personally using. If I'm using a game, I send it to my clients. So it doesn't matter which subscription you buy, everyone's getting the same plays, just different durations, and obviously the bigger packages get your cost per play down, especially for those of you that are taking a serious long-term investment approach. And with promo code ALL30, you're getting the cost of investment down even lower. Instant 30% discount. That gets the 1-day all access, normally $39 down to $27, and it goes even more with the bigger packages. ALL30, 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 use it on any All Sport All Access. The next 3 days only, that expires, actually 4 days. We're going to carry it through Monday for you, in case you sleep through the weekend. But once again, you've only got 4 days and nights left to use that promo code. So lock in an All Sports subscription and start winning and saving at the same time with promo code ALL30. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Don't forget to also post free plays each and every day. A lot of free baseball plays this time of the year. Also post up some free NBA plays. Had a free baseball and NBA play last night on Thursday for you on my page. I'm going to start posting some more player prop free plays as well now that we're in the heart of the NBA playoffs. So check my page every day for free baseball and free NBA plays with analysis. These are games that are the last cut from my best bets, so they still have a lot of value and they do win long term. A great option for those of you with smaller bankrolls that are trying to build your bankroll so you can get on board one of my all sports packages. And once again, if you're ready to get on board, this is the week to do it with that 30% discount instantly with promo code ALL30. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM.